was bakery, and I was absolutely certain it was bakery. It's cakes. YumCakes.
YumCakes.
I've totally messed that up. So YumCakes in Derry. And first, tell us about you, Sean.
Well, I'm Sean. I run YumCakes Derry. We specialise in cakes, cupcakes, brownies, stuff like that. We started out making cheesecakes for local restaurants. It was just cheesecakes. That's all we did. And the pandemic hit, and we were kind of like, oh, what do we do? I lost my job. I was a chef for 7 years. So naturally, I just went to baking. And then Katie suggested cakes, and I never wanted to do like sponge cakes. Never wanted to do anything like that at all. I was totally against the idea. And then Katie was like, will you just try it? I said, aye, all right, then I'll give it a go. So we did it, and then we just started baking from home, and it just exploded. So that is what we do now. We specialise in cakes. We're all about cakes. We love it, so we do. And brownies and cupcakes, you know what I mean? That is it. The essence of what we do. And using unreal ingredients. We use an English brand called Little Pod. We use Calibre chocolate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We use Irish butter, so it's all really, really good ingredients. I think that comes from the background of chefing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Knowing that quality trumps everything. Do you know what I mean? And that's...
Yeah, I didn't know anything about brands when I came into the industry. I didn't know about Calibre chocolate. Everything that also, even though we don't actually bake, we have to know what people want. So it's knowing what they want, definitely. I think what's really helped you out is the branding is so on point, because I remember when you sent me some brownies for the first time, and it had the little branding key ring. Is it a bottle opener key ring / thing?
It's Gemma, I swear to God, see this idea, right? I had this idea for years. This key ring on my head, which is right here underneath me. We've seen it anyway. I'll put it up for the
I've got mine's in the kitchen.
So we got pink and white. Pink and whites.
Yeah.
So this key ring was on my head before YumCakes. And I just was going to spend nearly £500 on getting these key rings done with nothing associated with any brand or nothing, because I was obsessed with these key rings and I couldn't get them anywhere. Nowhere had them. And I swear. And then YumCakes started. We were doing the YumCakes thing, and I saw all these key rings. We need to start a cake club or something. I just had this idea in my head, and I spent 6 months looking for these key rings. Couldn't find them anywhere. And the last day, I said, you know what? I can't get them. I'm giving up. So I went to a guy in Newcastle, and I was going to get a pin version of it, a metal pin version. And then I sent him a picture of the key ring, not this key ring, but a key ring similar to that. And he was like, "Oh, we stopped them." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And I never talked to him before. And he was like, "Aye." He goes, "We just don't post them on Instagram because nobody really buys them." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And so then he was like, "Look, what colors do you want?" Blah blah blah. And I said pink and white. And then we just got them made then. So we did, and the class side, they're really, really class. But we haven't focused on that much. We did the idea, we spent all the money on it, and then we just kind of posted it once, and that was it. So we have a bag of key rings sitting here now that they will get used, you know what I mean? We will use them. We've got things planned, you know what I mean? We're working on our website and stuff, so that'll be going on there, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a really good idea. It is it's making it memorable, and you carry it around with you because you put it on your keys. So
100%.
It was very, very good branding. And I mean, I apart from giving people a card, we didn't necessarily do anything like that with ours. And when I saw yours, I was like, that's such a good idea. Something to carry around.
It was just years of kind of, when we started doing it, we had to go back and kind of look at what we were doing before, in a sense of branding and stuff, and we just weren't happy with it. But I knew we weren't there at the stage of until no, I don't want to say smarts going into it, but just in the right mindset of going into it, going, this is the way it needs to be, this is the way it needs to look, and this is the way people are going to tick it. But we went back and sort of And as time went on, we kind of stewed and just watching what other people were doing and how we can make it our own, stuff like that. Especially locally, locally was the main focus point then. And we kind of took a life of its own here. It's starting to catch up a wee bit now in the UK. There's brands, there's bakeries all over the place that have unreal branding. Do you know what I mean? But I just felt like we were there. Do you know what I mean? But it was to get there. Do you know what I mean? Was the thing, and the key rings and other things like the grease proof, and do you know what I mean? Like
I think those sort of things are gonna help because I'm assuming the next stage. I know that you do postal already, because obviously 2020, 2021 with the pandemic, it seems like the baking industry has blown up. I mean, as far as I've spoken to bakers, is that basically everyone decided to be a baker last year, and there's so much like hype in the zone. We're all kind of like trying to release things, trying to beat everyone, trying to do postal. I think the next stage for you've got such a good brand that you can just replicate that now somewhere else. You could just
100%,
open another one in Ireland and then UK. And I think it's a bit like Greg's. That's how I see it. Like you can just replicate what you do everywhere. But
because there's a place in New York. Well, they're all over America now. Milk Bar. You should look them up. They're really, really class. But it's kind of the same ethos. It's unreal ingredients. They're using the best chocolate, the best butter, everything, and they're just kind of, as you say, replicating it store by store by store, and it's all over America now. You know what I mean? And that's my plan, and that's Katie's plan. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we're focusing on now. You know what I mean? We're taking it. We have to take it slow, because I know if we jump on the deep end, we're just it's going to kill our confidence. And you know what? It's not going to kill our confidence. It's just going to put us under a lot of pressure to kind of poke our heads out and go, where were we? Were we a bit lost? You know what I mean? But it's just taking it slow and gradually building it. And I honestly think that was the best thing we've ever done, because it's just gradually going. Do you know what I mean? And it's just,
Is it an actual bakery? Like, can people come to a shop, or is it just where you kind of based and you post out?
So it's just where we are now at the moment. We built a bakery out Katie's mother's back. So it's kind of freed up a lot of finances for us in a sense of rent, rates, massively helped us. So the idea now is we're going to be doing a pop-up in August, and the pop-up is going to be just go out and we're going to find the space and just put it like a shop front in it, in a sense, like a big shop unit.
Yeah, there's someone that does that local to us. I'm sure they won't mind me mentioning, but Duke and Gray. And they, I think they met us at our unit once to buy something, but I'm not sure if they've got a bakery or not, but they're based in they've got like a catering van, and they kind of do pop-up shops in different areas local to us. But they again have got their branding right, so people recognize it. I commented on one of their posts last week saying, "Oh, please come to our area," because they're just obviously you're not supposed to travel at the minute. So, but they that's probably, I can imagine what you'll be doing, and they literally sell out every time because the product is good and the branding's on point. So,
no, you know what? I have no doubt it'll sell out. I know it's going to be unreal. It's just. It's kind of written. I don't want to say written, but I just, planning it properly and having it done the right way. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we've got time. Like nothing. I don't know about what COVID's like for you over there, but we're still locked down.
No, we're locked down too as well. We are locked down over here. You know what? I don't even think about it now. It was kind of a blessing in disguise, to be honest, because
same for us.
When I look back, what I was doing like this time last year, I wasn't happy. Do you know what I mean? I just was not happy in what I was doing. I was chefing, I was being creative, but I just wasn't feeling fulfilled. And I'd never had, are we allowed to curse?
I don't know if YouTube will let it.
YouTube,
I'm reading it in, and I usually do it every other sentence. Don't worry.
No, well, we didn't have the pangas. They kind of go for it. So we and then COVID happened, and we had no choice. Do you know what I mean? So COVID was an absolute blessing in disguise for us. They started our business. Do you know what I mean? And push us in that direction.
Yeah, it's definitely been a blessing for many people. I mean, we're even though we've got the premises, we're still working from the dining room table, and that's where you hear many businesses start from home.
Oh, the majority of
there's loads of businesses that's open from home. Look how many bakers there is out there that have just baking in the kitchens at home and are just nailing the industry. It's insane when you think about it.
I had a guy down here, a supplier down here last week, and he was dropping off stuff, and he was like, "Geez, I never seen it before," and he said, "It's a class idea and all," and then he was like, "Geez, you know, you're not paying out much money and all." I said, "Well, I'm paying nothing." You know what I mean? He said, "Oh my God, this is amazing," and then he was like, this year's about surviving," and I stopped him. I said, "I'm not surviving, I'm thriving."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, you know, see all this surviving and, you know, it just doesn't go into my head anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But you have to stay focused. Do you know what I mean?
You've got to. It's there's so many things. I mean, that leads on to our next question. Like we're only 6 months in the industry ourselves. So what have you found that's common ground, or is there anything that you think should be changed? Do you think things are how they should be, or what can you see happening like within the baking industry itself? Like what have you found to be your common ground?
You know what, just a sense of community. I think, you know, just kind of everybody coming together and you know, I've seen over the last 6 months, you know, everybody running out of packaging, there's shortage of everything, and everybody's kind of like, you know, oh, you can get packaging here, you know, everybody's kind of messaging each other and being like, oh, you can get this, or I have this, you know what I mean? So, you know, the community's massive. Do you know what I mean? I think it's class that everybody kind of, you know, there's no sense of, you know, obviously there is competition there. A lot of people are competing, but, you know, the sense of community where people are trying to help everybody out and give everybody a hand up. Do you know what I mean? And get them, because at the end of the day, there's enough sun for everybody. Do you know what I mean? There is enough sun for everybody.
That's my favorite line.
100%. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, for us at the start, we were kind of, it was a competition. I'll be honest with you, you know, everything was a competition. And then I just sat back and I said, I am putting all my energy into competing when I should be focusing.
Focusing on what you're doing. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
it's so
to be honest,
it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to, you know, take in what's happening around you. But if you keep the goal focused, you know, generally you'll upset people on the way and people won't like it, but you know, the end goal is where you're heading. If you just keep doing it, you'll get there. Is regardless, you just got to it's just actions, motion, go.
I think, you know, and the community behind, you know, if you have that good community, which we do, you know what I mean, behind everybody, it's,
I've met lifelong friends from it.
100%.
Look at me and Katie talking like we're besties.
I know. See, every day, all I hear is your voice memos in the background.
I like a voice note.
They're so important now, because see, when you're flat out, you just have to see. Now I don't even see myself now. I don't even write messages anymore. I'm just voice memo.
Yeah, I don't have time for messaging.
I'm the same. But there was one thing you put up that I meant to say to you, sorry, that you put up a few weeks back, or maybe the start of the year. So it was about, you know, what is it, endorsements, or you know, kind of brand ambassadors.
Oh, brand ambassadors, yeah.
Yes. I did try to go down that route, right? I approached the sprinkle company, but when I came back from it, I thought to myself, why am I putting myself to one company instead of just helping everybody? And then the idea left my head, and then you put it up, and it just resonated with me. I was like, it's so right. Do you know what I mean? Why is everybody trying?
It's why we won't do it, because from what I've heard from people and what the kind of word out there is just of this now, so many people tied to all these brands that they're just overwhelmed. And obviously being tied to a brand means you have to then give yourself time, give time, your own time, free time to a brand to help them sell products. And yeah, okay, that you get something out of it, but our ethos isn't that. I don't believe that you should be tied to one brand, because I think you should have the option to go wherever you want.
100%, 100%. Also on that is like, you know, why there's so many good brands out there, do you know what I mean? There's so many good sprinkle companies. Why, you know, maybe not, you know what I mean? Everybody has an opinion on it, but I just feel like it just, when you put it up, I was just like, it made 100%. I understood it 100%, you know what I mean? I understood it, you know what I mean? I was just like, and it just changed my mind completely. I was like, I was kind of on the fence about it, to be honest. And then when I seen that, I was like, she's 100% right. You know what I mean? Why do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I totally get why people do it. And I believe it. Yeah, it's free marketing, free branding. It gets people talking, but it depends on how it's at the end of the day, it's your brand, it's your company, and you do with it what you want to do with it. Like that's not the way we want to go. We want people to buy our products and to come to us because they trust us and because we deliver a quality product, not because their mate said this. And yeah, word of mouth is a very strong piece of marketing, but for different reasons, not, oh, I managed to get 20% off, so go to them. You know, we want people to come to us because they trust our product, which is going to be likewise for you. I know 100% that you do the most amazing brownies ever. I've had friends here eating them to prove the point. I'm not joking. My friend, my best friend, Stacey Cake's not, she'll love me mentioning. She came here and she stood in the kitchen and ate the banoffee brownie that you sent last week. And she was like, I know people listening to this won't be able to see this, but she was like, oh my God. Honestly, a face, and she was just like, that is just good. She's like, it's so good. She's like, literally the bestest brownie she's ever had. And honestly, there was inhaled in like 4 days. All of them.
Well,
but, you know things like that help. You know, you've got a quality product. That's what will be talked about. You don't need to give someone 20% discount to make them come back. I'd come back to you because the quality was good. You know, that's how you have to see it. And it's the same that kind of goes for everyone. You know, it's just something that we don't believe in. And people think we're stupid. People think, oh, why aren't you just doing this? Why, you know, it's all about community. Well, my community, for me personally, is dealing with customers in a personal way. So treating a customer like, you know, like they're a friend, that they trust in us to deliver the product. So that's how we should be with them.
Definitely. You know, it goes back to unreal ingredients again. Do you know what I mean? You know, real butter and proper chocolate. But on that too, you know, when we went and did, Katie's customer service is outstanding. Do you know what I mean? And and it just shows, like, you know, when people come to us with cakes, say, you know, we don't do sugar piss cakes. You know what I mean? And when people come to us and be like, oh, can I get a cake, you know, with a big dumbbell on it, a big sugar piss dumbbell, and we're like, oh, we don't do that. Do you know what I mean? And Katie accommodates and fixes, you know, kind of gives them what they don't know they want, in a sense. Do you know what I mean? And you know, they appreciate that. Do you know what I mean? I think when people know that you go out of their way for them, they're customers for life. Then, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I love the fact that because you've got personal experience with I forgot the word, with not, I was going to say viruses, but it's not that, it's allergies. Because you've got personal experience from allergies, obviously from talking to Katie, it shows in your branding, like the big stickers that say, you know, we have this and this and this. And that is a massive thing to some people, because I know people where they've got children that have got allergies, and it can potentially kill people. So I think the fact that you've got it at the forefront of your mind is key, you know, to showcasing how much you care about the product.
That was, you know, on my, well, you know, from the chefing background too, obviously personal experience. But on my head, that was like the first thing that I thought of, you know. But I looked at the market too as well. I looked at what was out there, and a lot of people didn't have allergy information on their bakes.
Yeah.
And already for me, that was like, gee, you know, and I think that ties in with a lot of home bakers too. Do you know what I mean? It kind of just, it's such a gray area. Do you know what I mean? And it's a weird one.
It's the same in any industry. I know there's always a gray area. Like there's always that gray area, but those that kind of take that area head on and showcase it and, you know, make it part of their brand, I think they're the ones that stand out. So the first box I had from you, they stood out. I was like, oh, look at that allergy. It's like, it's in my face. It's there. I know. I've not got to think about it. It's literally there. So I think it's really like good part of it, showcases who you are. And obviously everyone's got different experiences in life, and yours happens to be an allergist. So, you know, it all pays off. It all pays off.
I know we thought we got away with Arius, and Arius, which is our middle boy. We think he's got a dairy allergy now too, so we're kind of like it's a hat trick sort of. So we're just
brand is for life.
I know. It's crazy, you know, how that happens. My allergy is dogs, so I'm allergic to dogs. You know what I mean? Katie doesn't have any allergies, but it's a weird one. You know, I don't. Anybody in my family doesn't really have food allergies too. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, it's everything. It's eggs, it's nuts, and it's dairy. So when we were starting out, I had to bake at night when all the kids were in bed, because I was using eggs, I was using nuts, and I was using dairy. Do you know what I mean? And Ori, which is the oldest, he is highly allergic. One day I was finishing brownies in here, and it was Kinder brownies and hazelnut. You know, hazelnut is he's highly allergic, and I went out and hugged him and kissed him, and within 10 minutes eyes were going, and we were like, oh, you know. So it's a serious thing. People don't realize how serious it is. It's crazy. But, you know, we've tuned it into them, and they're aware of it now. You know what I mean? So it's not too bad.
Yeah, when they get older, they obviously know what they can and can't do. So, what is the most important task or thing to do that for you as a baker? What do you think is the most important thing for you as a baker baking these products? Like, what ingredients? You've mentioned a lot about the quality, and what kind of like schedules and behaviors do you think makes a great baker out there to inspire any other people that want to bake?
Honestly, it all boils down to creativity. You just have to keep pushing yourself, you know, and kind of like reinventing things and trying things. I'm at a stage now where we're that busy now that I can't really create, do you know what I mean, in a sense of like coming up with new ideas. But you know, it's just you're adding fuel to the fire each time you go along when you're creating and doing stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And sourcing good ingredients. You know, again, I'm always looking. It took me months and months and months to find really real vanilla, and then I came across it. Then, do you know what I mean? So it's just kind of just always trying to level up. Do you know what I mean? And be creative and come up with new things and find new ingredients. Do you know what I mean?
Real vanilla is really expensive over here. When you say real vanilla, do you mean like where it's been like scraped out of the vanilla pod and it's like little seeds?
So it's what did I do now?
I don't know if you have the same brand, but over here it's like a little beige tub. Is it Nelson Nasty?
This is little pod. This is what we use. So this is so this is the proper stuff. Let me see if I can get it.
Proper stuff. Oh yeah. It's like all gooey. Yes.
So if you see that, I shouldn't even use that.
I don't know where that is. I'll have to follow them. I'll have to follow them. I've not heard of Little Pod.
It's a tenner a bottle. I'm sitting throwing it on my fingers. But you get the sense. Now see, when I was doing it before, I was using just vanilla extract and our buttercream, and it was very, very sweet. It was almost sickening. And then I was just like, we need to sort this right now. So we got that, and it literally leveled up. And I mean, took us from floor 10 to floor 100 within a few days. Do you know what I mean? And it was just so we're well on with them now. Do you know what I mean? So they know as well. We've actually got a delivery coming today. So get on them. Anybody listening, get on Little Pod.
Yeah, I'll give them a follow after this. I've not heard of it. I don't know if it's maybe because I don't bake, I wouldn't have come across it. But
but again, scheduling too. I was at the start. It was very hard for me to kind of get on there because it was just an absolute change. But getting on early and getting the work done. Do you know what I mean? I think if you put pressure on yourself to kind of, be like on time and stuff. I just think whereas that now I'm just more chilled out and come on early, get up at 4 a.m. Just kind of.
This is why we're up at 6:30 doing a podcast before the kids are up.
I'm sure anybody listening will know that anyway. I'm sure anybody on here gets up early. Do you know what I mean? The bakers and everybody else listening. Do you know what I mean? But,
I'll publicize it later. I'll let people wake up. We're all right.
Definitely.
So we've not got much time left, but what do you think to this year's upcoming trends? Like, what do you think to the treat box? A lot of postal, a lot of like trends that are coming up, which is the cakes decorated with isomalt and a lot of blooms. There seems to be a lot of, obviously acrylic has just like burst in.
Aye.
What do you think to 2021? What do you want to see? What's on the cards?
I don't really try and follow trends. I do like trends. I think it refreshes everything, but the postal brownie thing is absolutely insane. I love that idea. Whoever came up with that idea is class. It's just it totally leveled up everything for everybody. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of making it just more than a bakery. It's kind of like, geez, I can sell these to everybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it goes back to what I said. There's enough sun for everybody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're in the process of making the website, and it's a bit more difficult for us because we're in Northern Ireland. Do you know what I mean? So our postage is a bit dear, but
I've heard it's actually Northern Ireland's been on the news this week in regards to the fact that no one wants to post. I think places like Next and they put it on last week, and I was thinking, well, I've posted.
I know. I think it's crazy.
I don't get it. I don't get it personally, but it was Northern Ireland's been a big thing on the news here. And I don't really watch the news, but I just happened to be listening. And when they said like Derry, obviously I looked because I thought, oh, what are they on about? No, they're not posting.
No, we did. There was a few things, but I think it's just like eBay and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Not paying the charges or tax or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But I know that we have to have a special different number that like I've had to get a different number, a company like number to post, but other than that I can't. I mean, I've posted to you. It's not like they're not getting there, so I don't know. I don't know. I think everyone's just kind of a bit scared at the minute of posting. I mean, our international post has resumed, but who knows what's going to happen? It just seems to change every 5 minutes. But the postal thing is unreal. We tried to do the treat boxes, but they just I don't think people really wanted them. I don't know, because we were kind of doing brownies and stuff like that, the cupcakes. The postal brownie thing for me is
difficult, isn't it? I know that you can get like cupcake cases like to put into a treat box. Like from my experience from ordering items from obviously all over the UK, is the treat box idea looks amazing on an Instagram post, but when you are bagging it up and then posting it, it's obviously a very different thing until you get everything out. Everything is packaged separately, and then obviously it arrives to you in a different state. So it is a good idea, but like you say, people are happy to kind of just get a load of brownies in a box. It's an easy fix, an easy sugar fix.
100%. But I think a lot of our customers know what they want. Do you know what I mean? They're happy getting the box of brownies. The other thing that I didn't want to do was with treat boxes. I just didn't want to put stuff on it to fill it up. Like bags of sweets and stuff like that. It had to be authentic stuff that we make. We make everything in here. So we make our macaroons, our salted caramel sauce, everything. So for me to fill a box, it would need to be all the stuff that we make. No, not just we silly bits and pieces. Do you know what I mean? So it took up too much time, and I think we tried to sell it and people didn't want it. Do you know what I mean? So we just kind of focused on other things. But we're putting the website up now. The postal brownie thing is kicking off. We had to put a stop to it because we're just so busy at the moment. But we're doing the website now, and I honestly, it's going to be massive. But again, back to postage, I don't think people mind paying it. It is pretty expensive, but when someone wants something, they just want it. Do you know what I mean? And they don't.
Yeah.
And the insane thing is, I come in. So the plan is to do brownies. I come in the morning and bake them. So I'm coming in for baking them, and they're going out that day, and you're getting them the next day, so they're the freshest they could be. Do you know what I mean? It's just like living in Derry. Do you know what I mean? So, so class. You know what I mean?
When Katie told me that you get up at 4:30 to cook every day, I was like, oh no, that is commitment.
Oh, hey, I am 100% committed, passionate runs through my veins. So this.
That's good. That's good. So, last question. We've got a couple of minutes left before it's going to say. So, what advice would you give to a newbie baker?
Just get on, get stuck on. Just I think focus on yourself. Like, you know, I think we can get so caught up in Instagram and everything looking great, and we're like, oh, I'm not there yet, or oh, mine doesn't look as good as that. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? Just work, and the only way you're going to do it is by doing it. Do you know what I mean? So just outside influence, just don't take it on, and just, you know, just focus on yourself.
I think the easiest line that I always say is, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 80. Or
100%. I was doing that for.
Yeah, it's an easy thing to get caught up into. People look at this is why I don't believe in the followers game. People look at followers and think, well, because you've got this many, that means you're, you know, amazing. I'm never going to get there. And I think it's about inviting people into your space to make them realize you can do it. Anyone can do anything if they put their mind to it. So
100%. But again, I think you have to be passionate about it. If you really want it, you know you're going to do it. But if you're just kind of on it to make a quick buck, just
you definitely got to have the right reason. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I went and got qualified in patisserie. I wanted to be a high-end pastry chef. You know, I wanted to do chocolate sculptures and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I fell into this, and I love it. You know what I mean? So you know, I'm passionate about it, and I think that shows on the cakes because we're using unreal ingredients. So it's kind of just like a mix of the two, and it's leveled up massively with cakes. Do you know what I mean? So, but again, you're only as good as your last cake. And my last cake was supposed to be a vanilla 8-inch, and it was a rainbow 8-inch. So I did a rainbow cake by accident, and the girl messaged Katie last night and was like, oh, the cake was unreal, a unicorn cake, and she's all, and the rainbow inside was such a great surprise. And Katie was like, did you do a rainbow cake? And I was all, you said a rainbow, and she was all, no, a rainbow unicorn. So the outside was supposed to be rainbow, but I did a rainbow cake, and I was so busy. And anybody listening knows how long it takes to color sponges for rainbow cakes.
Oh no,
but
I've never attempted it.
No, she was happy anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I just passion. You
as
have
long
to be
as the customer's happy, yeah, definitely. Do you want to
100%.
tell everyone where they can find you?
So we are on Facebook and Instagram under YumCakes Derry. So YumCakes Derry, and we're just on Instagram, Facebook. But get us on there. Come on, look at our cakes and see what you think.
I highly recommend you follow just for the inspo of brownies. Just to pretend to smell them through the screen.
Smell-o-vision is the next thing they're going to be inventing. So it is. I'm telling you. But we're also doing. I'm just about to start prep now for our Valentine's boxes, which have all your Valentine's Day discs on them. So everybody's you know what I mean. So it's going to look great. Katie sorts all that stuff. I don't be on social media. I just
she spends the money.
Aye, exactly. Now she goes. I give her the bill yesterday for the vanilla, and she was like, "Oh, what?" Nearly fell off my chair, and I saw. This is the game we're on. Do you know what I mean? It has to be good. It has to be good. Do you know what I mean? I was so caught up in. I was so caught up in. Maybe it was just a new thing for me, but now I'm at ease. Do you know what I mean? And I absolutely love it. Do you know what I mean? I love going on Instagram and seeing things. Do you know what I mean? And just seeing what other people up to. Do you know what I mean? It's such a class environment and community. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's good to be a part of it.
It's a good place to be. Wow. We've reached the end before I'm going to get cut off, but thanks so much for dedicating 40 minutes of your time to show everyone. And it's our first official podcast, and we'll put this video on YouTube and stuff. And I'm excited to we'll have to get you back on, and I hope everyone go follow YumCakes Derry on Instagram and Facebook. The feed is amazing, the branding is on point, and make sure you also order some postal brownies while you're at it, and you will never ever look back.
and they're gluten-free. They're gluten-free as
gluten-free, even semi-healthy.
So they're all gluten-free. We use almond instead of flour. So
that might be the magic ingredient.
Definitely is.
Thanks so much, Sean, for getting up, and not that you wasn't up, but I hope you have a lovely day. And I'm
you
sure
too as well.
I'll send Katie a preview later. I'm sure she's gagging to hear it.
No, she probably is. She probably messaged me already, so she is trying to get through to me. Did you make it in time?
Yes, so, we're here. All right, thanks so much, and have a nice day. And to everyone else, our next podcast will be in the next 4 weeks, but we'll announce it later. And hope you enjoy. Subscribe.